Hi, I'm Alex Bosco.
And I'm Starla Sampaco. We are the producers of the Daily's Double Shot.
We're very excited to be bringing you new content in 2016, but before we do that, we'd like to reflect on the past year.
So we've picked 6 of our favorite episodes from 2015.
First up is a piece about W Day 2015 produced by Charles Johnson. Hope you enjoy.
I'm Alex Bosco.
I'm Olivia Fuller, and this is the Daily's Double Shot.
The University of Washington was founded on the 4th of November, 1861. In 2011, the first W Day celebrated the school's 150th anniversary. Since then, W Day has been an annual event during which the community celebrates UW's birthday. Huskies can enjoy tons of activities like taking photos with Dubs, challenging players from the UW men's basketball team, eating deliciously free food, and copping all that free swag. We also get to see some great performances from UW's marching band, the cheer and dance team, and other UW student groups. The commemoration coincides with homecoming, so we even get a visit from the homecoming royal court. W Day serves as a great kickoff before the homecoming game by giving freshmen and alumni a chance to celebrate everything purple and gold.
I'm Elfalan with the Double Shot, about to take you behind the scenes of this year's Afro-Caribbean Night. Now, the African Student Association will be representing both the Caribbean and Africa in an effort to show us what it truly means to be in touch with their cultures. From Eritrea to Nigeria to the Dominican Republic to Ethiopia, the upcoming Afro-Caribbean Night will be the night for students from all over Africa to show the community what it truly means to be from the motherland.
There's so many countries in the continent of Africa, and we just wanted to bring it all together and just show everybody that we come in all different colors, shapes, sizes, everything like that, all different dances, languages, and we just wanted to show everybody the beauty behind Africa and our unity and how together we are.
For the participants, it's not only a chance to educate others about their culture, but also a chance to learn themselves. Freshman Angela Bonsu, UW's first Miss Africa, will be performing a dance from Ghana, combining both non-traditional and traditional dance.
It means a lot because I was born here and my parents are coming to this and everything like that, so it's definitely going to be really cool for my parents to see that I am in touch with my culture and that I've learned so much from just dancing alone.
Ethiopian student Eyerusalem Dessie attended Afro-Caribbean Night back in 2012. But this year, she won't be in the audience. She will be on stage performing a wedding-themed dance from Ethiopia, and she will also be in a skit and the fashion show.
I felt like I got to be closer with the African / Black community at UW. It really gave me a place to call home.
You didn't just get to the house. This actually gives a lot of people an opportunity to learn about cultures that they may otherwise not know about. And for me, I'm Nigerian, but I grew up in Los Angeles, so there are a lot of things about my own culture that I'm still learning about, and this is actually a learning experience for me.
You guys are behind the wall right now, okay? So when the MCs call, all right, give it up for Romeo, woo! You guys are gonna come out from the wall and then start your dance. Pretend that this is a line.
Putting together the show is a lot easier said than done. Just ask Adaeze Medani, president of the African Student Association.
To put on Afro-Caribbean Night, it takes drive. It takes motivation, it takes encouragement, it takes a crew to put on ACN.
They dance, they sweat, and they practice until they've got it right. For weeks, students from not only UW, but the surrounding African community have been rehearsing for the big night. It's a stressful process, but ASA has not lost sight of their future goal: to increase the African presence on a campus where Black undergrads only make up 2% of the population. Recognition of Black culture is important. But with recent events surrounding Black Lives Matter, this is really an opportunity for students to show just how much their community has to offer.
I just got so proud of being African American and being Black, and just showing people at this university, since the Black population is so small, just showing people who we are and that we're not like all these stereotypes and things like that.
Every year is an improvement from the last. The addition of an anticipated skit will add humor to the show and demonstrate what it's like to have African parents. More countries will also be represented in dance, but most importantly, there will be food. Afro-Caribbean Night will take place in Kane Hall on Saturday, May 16th at 7 p.m. You can buy tickets through the Hub website, or you can find ASA on campus this week.
I'm Christopher Zeuthen, and this is the UW Daily Double Shot. And tonight's story, Seattle Bike Polo at Cal Anderson Park.
I'm Sean Marsh. I've been playing polo for about 3 years now.
My name is Joseph Weiler, but everyone out here, you'll hear them call me Tex. I've been playing for about 2 years now. Yeah, almost exactly 2 years.
In Seattle, bike polo is fairly close-knit. We first started playing it here. We were actually the first hardcourt bike polo club.
Ever?
Yeah, in 1999, a bunch of messengers in a warehouse downtown. And yeah, they just started playing. But we can play up to 3-4 times a week when it's nice out. Yeah, and we have a secondary court at Judkins Park, where we actually have two courts there, so we can stack up some games.
Came out here and started playing, and it was just like, oh my goodness, this is like nothing else I've ever experienced.
Yeah, like the hardest sport I've ever played. No one will ever master it.
Seattle's definitely a more finesse-based game, whereas like other parts of the, like, especially even like the U.S., like the Midwest, they play very physically. Like some other clubs have bigger courts, and people have been experimenting with 4-on-4, but it's pretty much all 3-on-3.
So yes, we do have tournaments here in Seattle. We try and host 2, maybe 3 a year. We did have Polo Worlds here in 2011, and people from France, England, Canada, there was at least one Japanese team. Clubs all over the world now. It's like it's really caught on, and you know, like you don't have to like make your equipment out of like ski poles and like PVC pipe anymore.
So this is a mallet. I think it's aluminum something or another.
Basically, you just need, we all started playing on kind of beater bikes, mostly like mountain bikes with just turned into a single speed. You know, like most of us just use like hockey or lacrosse gloves.
Yeah.
Start with your bike control is where you really want to work. Then I'd say work on your mallet control and like controlling the ball. And after that, just kind of like knowing where you are on the court and knowing like where your teammates are.
Basically, during the summer, we have a newbie night, and that's generally Wednesdays here in Seattle. We'll have people who have a bunch of spare mallets, and even bikes you can borrow. But if you can show up on like your own bike, you know, something with flat handlebars, it's really the best.
Yeah.
You know, so we're trying to keep the game open for anybody who wants to be involved.
Anyone ever get hurt?
Yeah, there was a girl who broke her leg leaving in an ambulance. It like 17 staples in his shin. Yeah, it looked fairly brutal. I got hit in the face at a tournament one time. Physical play is definitely part of the game. And in Seattle, we tend not to put checks on anybody. We just try and like kind of push them out rather than like actually hitting them. The first rule of bike polo, you know, like when they didn't have any rules, it was just don't be a dick.
The biggest thing is that don't be a dick. That's the original rule. When the sport first started, that was the only rule.
Who do you think is the best player on the court tonight?
Still here?
Yeah, still here.
Cody, easily.
Best on the court right now? Probably Cody.
Cody Riggs.
His team got second place in the World Championships in 2012.
All right, I'm here with the legendary Cody Riggs. So what is this all about here?
We're just playing bike polo. We just show up and kind of like play pickup basketball, but obviously not basketball. Started here, some bike messengers downtown. We're just goofing off and ended up hitting the ball around, and then it's kind of just caught on all over, pretty much wherever people ride bikes.
And I heard you have an older brother, right?
He's just my twin, yeah.
Twin?
Yeah, we're twins. He's got 2 minutes on me.
Any pro tips to be a better bike poloer?
Just come and hang out and watch people play, because we got a lot of good players here that are pretty dedicated.
Then, what day should I come out to see how this whole thing works?
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday nights, Saturday night, usually a good night to come out. Anderson Park, Capitol Hill.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, it's been a real fun night doing Seattle bike polo. Come check it out for yourselves. 7 p.m., Anderson Park, Capitol Hill.
That's such a perfect ending.
It is about 8 a.m. on a Friday morning, and ROTC just wrapped up their morning physical training, this time with the ASUW Board of Directors. They let the Daily join for an inside look, so let's check it out.
This calendar year is the 100th anniversary of ROTC, the Reserve Officer Training Corps. We thought it'd be like a kind of a good opportunity for the elected representatives on campus to get to know ROTC a little bit better. They're really participating in all the workouts that we've been doing. Like we just watched a couple of people do like a buddy carry, which is like pretty hard. I'm super impressed with how enthusiastic they are.
It's so cool.
I was a little nervous. We had to make sure that they were ready to come out here, but they embraced it wholeheartedly and they were ready to get down and do more. We actually had 2 of the board members come to us and say, we want the hardest workout you have today. And we're like, all right, we'll put you in there, but you gotta be ready for it. And they excelled.
I'd say I was pretty excited. Didn't really know what I was getting myself into. But I definitely have a lot of respect for them. It's tough work. They come out at least 3 days a week, every morning at 6:05. Takes a lot of energy and perseverance, I think.
What is the biggest thing that you learned today?
That I need to be in better shape.
Do you think any of them would make the cut to join ROTC based on what you've seen this morning?
I don't know. I think Jessa might be able to join us. She's done well. Abe has absolutely done well. There's a few of them that we might need to do a few more workouts with, but you know what? I'm confident we could get them there.
A lot of people don't realize it, but the University of Washington is actually steeped in history with ROTC. Originally, everyone who went to the University of Washington had to do ROTC.
So why did you join ROTC?
My whole dad's side of them was enlisted soldiers, and myself, I wanted to do something bigger. ROTC is a leadership course, and I think it's really brought out some part of me that I didn't think I had. As a contracted cadet, I receive a stipend every month. It ranges from $300 to $500 as you go up the ranks. I also get my tuition paid for. You can choose between your tuition or your room and board. And I think the most I get out of it is the discipline and how it builds character.
I think some of the biggest challenges was 1, waking up really early, 2, coming to campus when it was raining outside and wanting to work out, and then 3, having the motivation to go to class. I think class is the last thing I want to do right now, so I commend them for all their work and what they're doing.
Now that you've gone through the experience, has your perception of ROTC changed?
Yeah, I was talking to one of my roommates yesterday, and I was like, oh, I have to wake up early tomorrow morning, I have to work out with ROTC, this is going to be really rough. And you put it in really good perspective. He was saying how, you might be going one day, but they're doing it every single day during the week, and they're doing it for the entire year.
I bet it must be tough sometimes to be in a college environment. Most people are asleep after Thursday night activities. It's college. How does that feel?
at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And all these cadets, they have a bigger goal to work for. So that's what we're here for. We're not here to stay up late and go out. We're here to get good grades and do well in the ROTC. So just got to keep that in mind.
Hi, it's Sydney from the Daily's Double Shot, and for this week's episode, I visited a few different college homes to bring you guys roommate horror stories.
So my name is Claire Simmons.
I would like to remain anonymous for this.
My name is Cooper McDevitt.
I'd like to remain anonymous for this.
I'm Stephen Peppis.
I would like to remain anonymous for this interview.
I lived in a sorority house when I had the worst roommate of all time.
The worst roommate I ever had, I only had for 2 days.
I lived in Lander Hall last year, and I lived with Jose, who is an international student from Ecuador.
I used to live in a dorm.
And I live in a frat where I have a terrible roommate.
I had this horrible roommate. Let's call him Bill.
And she was super messy with food too. She'd bring a lot of snacks in. They just kind of get everywhere, and you just really don't want to deal with that as a roommate. Also, in the mornings, we kind of had different schedules, and she would be really rude about waking up and being super loud when she was getting ready. She'd turn on all the lights, even though I was obviously still in bed sleeping.
The rest of the time, I was dodging the floor from all of his spit, and it was really disgusting. I came back from class, and I just found him passed out in my bed. I'm kind of a neat freak, so that really freaks me out when other people are in my bed. He woke up ready to fight. He tried to wrestle me. Didn't end very well. So the next day, I wake up to him throwing up, and I have never packed up my stuff as fast as I did that day, and I had never seen him since, and I'm really glad.
He cuts his own hair, which is really cool, but he leaves his hair in the toilet, and it doesn't flush it, so people come in and ask, why is there black hair just floating in your toilet? And then he loves using lemons with his cooking, but he doesn't clean up after himself, so he will cut a lemon in half and then leave it on the counter. So we started making him reuse other lemons, but now he has a bag of like 50 half lemons that he has to use.
He never really wore clothes. He kind of sat around in his underwear pretty much most of the time I was there. He was also a drug dealer. A lot of the time, he would sell cocaine and Molly through our room, and that made me uncomfortable. After a while, we got along, but after a while, I didn't want to live there anymore for obvious reasons. And when I told him I didn't want to, I was thinking about getting a new place, he jokingly wanted to threaten me about it and said, well, if you leave, I'm going to light you on fire. And he held up a lighter and lunged towards me. And it actually caught my sweatshirt that I was wearing on fire. It still has burn marks on it, and I can't wear it anymore. So I packed up my stuff. I told him I was leaving, got my stuff out in a day, and don't talk to him anymore.
Every now and then he'll come in when he's really drunk and decide that it's cool to just take his clothes off and jump in bed while I'm just sitting there on the couch completely sober, and I have to watch this naked guy run across the room. Or I'll wake up after he's walked his girlfriend home the night before, and he'll just be smoking a cigarette on the couch at 8 in the morning, just indoors. Thanks, man, I'm sleeping here.
Now, this was in the dorms, and he thought he was being funny by being annoying as hell, but he wasn't funny at all, and it just got on my nerves. Basically, he would always barge into my room without knocking or anything. He'd punch me when I walked through the door. He would annoy all my friends, and one time we actually got into a fist fight, and the RA had to come in and break it up. He broke through my personal space, he used my things, he stole my food, which was a big no-no, and then, I was speechless because I would tell my RA, and she said she would do something about it, and she did, and he acted like he didn't do anything, and then he'd go back to doing it a day later.
Make sure you pick and choose your roommates wisely. See you next time at the Daily's Double Shot.
What kind of costume is that? What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm Olivia from the Daily, and we're out here at International Pillow Fight Day in Seattle at Cal Anderson Park. We have some people out here dressed as superheroes, people out here dressed as Vikings. Should be a pretty good time, so let's see some pillow fighting. So what are you guys doing out here at International Pillow Fight Day? Gonna hit some people with pillows?
We're gonna take them down. We're ready to fight.
I am here to hit people with my Pikachu pillow and have some fun.
It's my friend Devin's birthday. She turned 25 and she wanted to do a pillow fight, and I'm like, let's do this.
We're here to deliver cookies and
pillow fight.
what was your strategy out there?
Well, I said I brought 2 pillows because I'm not messing around. It gets a little rough out there, and I just started swinging like crazy.
Hit as many people as possible?
Yeah, just swing wildly.
I'm gonna go for the head, and then I don't know if that's allowed, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And then I'm gonna run around and keep doing that.
Try to hit people in their sides, and when they were like already swinging, so that they wouldn't be exposed there. Didn't want to hit anyone in the head. That kind of hurts.
I targeted the little kids first. That kind of helps. Like, just sweep out the little kids, and then everyone gets worried about them. You can take down the adults that are worried about them.
Get rid of the weakest.
Oh yeah.
Well, originally I was talking with some people, trying to get to know them, have friends, but as soon as they blew the whistle, it was chaos. And everyone started hitting everyone, and I had no idea what was going on.
I have just risked my life by going into the pit unarmed.
It's been pretty intense. Like, I can only be out there for about 5 minutes at a time before I'm all worn out and pillowed out.
Why aren't you still in the action?
A lot of people got scared of me, and so I wanted to take a break.
You were too intimidating, too brutal.
Especially Pikachu. He's really intimidating.
Well, it's been about an hour now. Things still don't seem to be slowing down. People are still going strong. And we've got everyone from families and little kids to adults dressed as bunnies. Quite the crowd out there. And speaking from experience, it is very intense. But is whacking each other with pillows going to be the next big holiday? By the looks of it, I'd say so. Olivia Fuller for the Daily Double Shot.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Well, that's all the content we have for you this episode.
Make sure to tune in for our next episode. We have a lot of really exciting content coming up this year.
Thank you for watching, and good night.